So guys, I recently changed two of my keybinds, and in today's video I just want to go over exactly how you guys can adjust to new keybinds. This is going to be really helpful for both keyboard and controller, so be sure to stay tuned. Now just going over the keybinds that I really quickly changed, I actually switched two keybinds. So naturally what I would use for my floor would be the C button on my keyboard, and then what I would use to sprint would be the Q button. Now I actually switched it, so now in order to place my floor I need to click Q, and in order to sprint, I click C. So now essentially what this does is it kind of changes and flips two aspects of my game. What I need to do is I need to go over exactly the best ways for you guys to improve your keybinds, just as I will be doing over this small journey in these next couple of weeks. Now I actually do have some experience previously changing some keybinds. Around a year ago, I changed my cone keybind from X to Shift, and that was a really drastic change for me at the time. However, it really paid off and it made my binds far more optimal. The problem with this is that I was actually having way too many binds on my index finger, and my ring finger didn't really have too many. So now I kind of gave my ring finger the task of replacing my floor, and then I kind of gave my thumb, which I'm going to be clicking C with, the task of sprinting, and then I kind of limited the amount of keybinds that I have on my index finger. Now let's go into the ways you guys can easily get used to your new keybinds. So to start off, I think everybody should be trying to play slow motion 1v1s. Of course, all the map codes will be linked in the description. Now, if you guys don't know what slow motion 1v1s is, essentially what it is you're going to go into a 1v1 map. It's basically a build fight map. You're going to be in there with another player, and you're going to be basically PGing them or build fighting them if you guys don't know. But you can do this at altered speed. So you can do this at 0.75 times the normal speed. You can do this at 0.5 times, 0.25 times. You have a bunch of different options for how quick or how slow you guys can actually move and play in these PGs. Now, I think this is really helpful, not only because it slows down your movement and you can actually see where you're placing stuff better, but also because I think it's really important that everybody builds from a slower to a faster motion when it comes to using new keybinds. Essentially, you need to go from the ground up when it comes to using new keybinds. And the slow motion map is a really big benefit and a really good tool for you guys to actually do that. Now, what I'd recommend you guys do is you try to load into this map at least once a day before you guys start playing. Do all of your standard, normal 90s, high ground retakes, triple edits, whatever you want to do, except you're going to be a little bit slower, so it'll actually be easy for you guys to adjust to it a little better. Now, this is going to be really beneficial for you guys really building that muscle memory in your mind and connecting that back to the way you guys are 1v1ing and actually building in the actual game. The slow motion 1v1s, in my opinion, are the best way to start getting used to your new keybinds. And I think they're a really good starting point for a lot of you guys who need to actually switch your keybinds, especially if it's something like what I'm doing where you just switch two keybinds. Like one of them was used to be an old keybind and you kind of switched it with a similar old keybind. I think that this is one of the best maps. Be sure to check it out. Now guys, next, once you guys are kind of used to the slow movement of these new keybinds, you guys still need to get used to it in practicality in the modern day of Fortnite. Players have gotten really good, so there's not going to be very many opportunities for you guys to practice this without basically getting demolished. And kind of like that, you're going to be getting demolished in this next map that I recommend for you guys. That's going to be Finest Realistic 1v1s. Now for me personally, I died plenty of times in this Finest Realistic 1v1 session. You're not really going to win too many fights right off the rip. You need to really get used to your new keybinds, you need to practice with them, you need to adjust to them. And once you're there, then you can start winning fights. However, right off the rip, you're not going to be winning too many. My recommendation is to at least play 2 rounds of this, so that's going to be 20 rounds total, and you're going to be fighting against 2 different opponents in that time. I'd recommend you definitely do that before you guys hop into Arena in the real game, just because it'll get you really used to your new keybind. It'll let you adjust to it, it'll let you move right, it'll let you kind of figure out exactly how to warm up with it. Obviously, after doing the slow motion 1v1s, you guys are going to be at a bit more of a normal pace at this point, and I think that's really going to help you guys in terms of your reaction time, muscle memory, kind of making that actual cognitive switch in your brain. Okay, I need to use this new keybind instead of my old one. But honestly guys, there is a chance that you probably do end up clicking your old keybind quite a bit. That's why I'd recommend switching keybinds, simply because what that does is when you click another button and it does another task and it kind of messes up your flow of your game, naturally your brain will incentivize you to not press that button as much. So essentially what I mean by that is, like I switch my sprinting to C and then my floor to Q, every time I click C, I start sprinting. However, if I'm in a situation where I don't want to sprint, it's going to cost me. And then my brain will tell my actual fingers, hey, listen, you can't be doing that because that is going to put you in a bad situation, and you need to remember that your floor is Q now, not C. That's an actual really good thing that Finest Realistics will actually builds. It builds the ability for your brain to actually tolerate this new keybind. And then of course, guys, it's really important that you implement this into actual full speed building. And that can be achieved through free building. Now, I'm really okay with you guys free building at any map. It really doesn't matter. I personally use this one. I like this one the most. However, by far, free building is the best way to actually improve your mechanics in general and to, once again, adjust to your normal mechanics with a new keybind. A lot of us have really good mechanics nowadays, however, and we have unoptimal keybinds. If we had optimal keybinds and really good mechanics, we would be able to excel far beyond what we had on our unoptimal keybinds. Free building is really solid. I think it's a really smart way to actually build muscle memory, build your movement, and get really good at the flashy high ground retakes, the really important stuff and the stuff that's really important for endgame, for different build fights in the actual game. A lot of it is really crucial for your guys' success. And once you're there, once you're actually free building in the moment, you shouldn't just zone out. You should really focus on what you're doing. Try different high ground retakes, try different tactics. Just play some music in the background and just relax. But once again, stay focused. Don't try to zone out very much. And of course, guys, after free building, which is a very simple concept, hop into the game. Honestly, in 2 to 3 weeks time, regardless of how you guys actually choose to practice, you'll definitely build up a tolerance to your actual new keybinds, and it's really going to help you guys out quite a bit. You guys are definitely going to get used to it, and you're going to be much better players as a result. Ranked, pretty much any game mode is really going to be helpful. Anything you guys want to play, it's really going to help you guys out in actually getting used to your new keybinds. If you guys have a really good rank and you don't really want to mess that up, I'd recommend you start in pubs, and then once you kind of mastered your keybind in pubs, then you guys can switch over to ranked and you can start playing like a normal player again. And at that point, you pretty much should have mastered all of your new keybind changes. Now this is going to be really helpful for anybody who's switching from controller to keyboard to controller for whatever reason, maybe just completely switching up all their keybinds, or just trying to get used to a new controller keybind as well. This video is really going to help you guys out. Those 4 tactics, that being slow motion 1v1s, finest realistics, free building, and of course, ranked. Those things are really going to help you guys out in perfecting your new keybind motion, and I really hope this video helps you a lot. That is about it for this video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe down below. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.